Welcome back to Fox and Friends. As the Republican presidential race revs up, Sarah Palin rolling out an East Coast bus tour with a stop in New Hampshire. Her One Nation tour renewing speculation of another run for the White House. Our Washington insiders are joining us this morning from D.C. to weigh in. Ryan Clayton, political strategist and blogger at 100 Proof Politics. Hadley Heath, senior policy analyst at the Independent Women's Forum. Nice to see both of you. Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
Hadley, let me start with you. Was yesterday the unofficial beginning of a Sarah Palin presidential run?
I mean, who knows? Does Sarah Palin even know? I think maybe she is testing the waters, but it's too early to tell. Until she announces one way or another, we really can't know.
We really can't know, but if she does throw her hat into the race, or her helmet into the race, Ryan, is she going to be competitive, and can she beat President Barack Obama? John McCain yesterday on Fox News Sunday with Chris Wallace said, yes, she can.
Well, you know, as a Democrat, I hope that she does run because I think our best chances in 2012 is if Sarah Palin runs with somebody like Paul Ryan or even Rick Perry from Texas. So that would pretty much guarantee that we'd take back the White House in 2012.
Guaranteed, Hadley?
Absolutely not. I think, you know, Ryan mentions Paul Ryan, and a lot of Republicans will vote for any ticket with his name on it. He's been a consistent, clear voice for fiscal discipline, and I think Americans are ready for that.
Well, what about Sarah Palin here? I mean, she has been divisive, to say the least. And actually, The Atlantic this week has a cover story about Sarah Palin, calling it the tragedy of Sarah Palin, that while she was in Alaska, she worked with Democrats to tame big oil, to do other things on a bipartisan basis. But while she's been out there on the campaign trail over the past few years, she's been a divisive figure, and that could really hurt her. What do you say about that?
Well, sure. I think, though personalities aside, I think we have to focus on the fact that many Americans will agree with Sarah Palin on the issues. When it comes to policy, she wants to cut government spending and rein in the role of the federal government. I think Americans will like that.
You know, Sarah Palin is positively electrifying to the Republican base, but she is, you know, repudiated by Democrats and independents, which is why she could probably win the Republican nomination, but she will never be the United States president.
I mean, Hadley, you know, Ryan brings up an interesting point. Her favorable ratings in New Hampshire right now among Republicans, 5%. She's making this East Coast tour. When she's up in New Hampshire, she's up in Boston, she's in Philadelphia. Can she electrify enough Republicans and independents to come out to the polls to make her president of the United States?
Well, I think Sarah Palin already has a strong niche with some conservatives, and I think she will be able to extend her message to independents so long as we see our country continue to face fiscal problems. The budget debate is going to be a hot one, and our economy really needs to see some growth, or else President Obama is going to be in real trouble in 2012, regardless of who the Republican challenger is.
So, Ryan, it sounds like, according to Hadley, their fiscal problems will be one of the big things that will drive Sarah Palin to be president of the United States.
Well, I think the Tea Party, for one, would absolutely go crazy over a Sarah Palin-Paul Ryan ticket. So it may be your best bet at taking back the White House. But, you know, one thing I would say is if President Obama has to show his birth certificate, then I think Sarah Palin should have to show her college diploma.
There's been a number of liberals actually calling for that. Unbelievable debate here. Happy Memorial Day to both of you. Hadley and Ryan, we appreciate you joining us early on Fox and Friends this Monday.
Thank you for having
me.
Coming up here on the show, meet the military family that fought 4 years